Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me on another Iron Helm playthrough. This is my second Iron Helm playthrough, and I'm hoping to be a little bit more successful on this one. I'm the Lone Adventurer. Please subscribe to my channel if you fancy doing so. Hit the bell notification so that you're updated on when I release new videos of this nature. Now, last time I played this game, I played as Moliclan. This time I'm going to play as Zolla, and Zola's the character that I played when I actually beat this game, whilst not recording, I hasten to add, but it did happen. There's a few differences between these characters, not least the fact that Zolla gets a short bow and leather armour, which I'll show you in a minute, whereas Moliclan got the axe and the torch, and Zolla starts with the skill Conceal, as opposed to Moliclan's Parry. So actually Moliclan in that sense is just a bit more sort of risk based, because the axe you can chuck to do extra health, but then of course you lose your weapon, and parry, there's a decent chance that something bad will happen. What is it? Oh yeah, if you roll a 1 your primary weapon breaks, so he's got a really good chance of ending up without a weapon. But did that happen to me? I'm not sure that it did. Yeah, Zola's less of a risky character. I like that she starts with a little bit more energy. That's good, but she can carry much less, and I think that's probably the significant downside of Zolla compared to Moliclan. Now, you can spend your starting gold on additional items, and I am going to do that in a second. 14 health on the dice, 12 energy in the cubes, 1 paltry ration over here, but I'm going to fix that in a moment, I think. Let's have a look at her abilities and her item. So Conceal allows her to attempt to avoid a skirmish, which is pretty sweet. If you roll a 1 or a 2, though, you do add 2 to the initial damage. So there is risk, and it's not insignificant. She has a short bow, which is a two-handed weapon, and it deals 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage. But you can't roll 6s, you have to re-roll 6s. But that is pretty sweet. I found that quite useful when I've played her before. And the leather armour allows you to subtract 1 when taking initial damage. So there is some mitigation of damage. There's doing some extra damage straight away. It's pretty sweet. Now I'm going to spend both of my gold coins, and I've already decided what I'm going to spend them on. I'm going to spend them on these 2 items, these 2 trappings, door wedge and rations. I think rations are used in the previous game, and it just gets you 2 additional rations straight away. It's pretty sweet. And the door wedge allows you to avoid 1 ambush or skirmish. So we've got that. Rations we are just using straight away to get 2 additional rations, and we're ready to play. Let's go. I've already shuffled these, but I'm going to give them 1 additional shuffle. Alright, so we look at the first one, see if we like it. Draw a plot card. Interesting. So we're getting a plot card straight away. So again, I've already shuffled these. Everything's shuffled. Let's have a look. What plot card are we getting? The Prisoner. You find yourself in the threshold of a small prison room. An orc guard is fast asleep at a table where a couple of gold coins rest. The sole prisoner spots you and silently points to the keys on the table. Do I free the prisoner? If I free the prisoner, I would lose 1 energy and 3 health. But I would move up on the morality track, gain 2 coins and 1 treasure card. Jeez. Or I could take the money and run, move down 1 on the morality track and gain 2 gold. I don't think I can be just losing 3 health straight away. So much as it pains me, I think I'm going to have to take the money and run. You dash through the room, picking up the coins as you pass the table. The orc wakes up, confused that you are long gone. So I'm moving down 1 on the morality track, and I'm gaining 2 gold. I don't feel particularly good about that, but I ain't losing 3 health on the first go. Okay, what's next? A skirmish. All right. Do I risk checking out the other card? I think I'm gonna. Oh, it's a skirmish again. So I could use my door wedge to avoid the skirmish. Should I do that straight away? Is that a bit mad? I could try and avoid this. I could use my conceal first to try and avoid the skirmish, and then if I roll a 1 or a 2, I could definitely use my door wedge. So let's do that. Okay, so I rolled a 4, which is a fail on the conceal. You know what? I'm going to use the door wedge straight away. Okay, so that avoids the skirmish. I don't really fancy having a really brutal skirmish early on. Aha, a blessing. An altar. Sometimes a sanctuary is found in the least expected place. I'm going to drop to the altar and pray to my God and get a lovely blessing. Those help you if you face the final boss. An ambush. But if you draw the ambush card first, it's kind of a good fight. You catch your foe by surprise and gain the upper hand. So I draw an enemy card, ignore their initial damage, and add the dungeon level. So I'm only adding +1 to the enemy. So this is an undead archer. They've got a health total of 5, not doing any initial damage, which is pretty sweet really, because you can't defend against initial damage from an undead archer. So we get to go straight into my attack. I'm going to use 2 energy rather than risk rolling less than a 5, which, knowing my luck, is probably what would happen. Oh, but there you go. So even with 2 energy used, I've only rolled 4. Brilliant. So that takes the undead archer down to a 1. The undead archer is going to counter attack. That's good, because remember you take the difference of the 2 dice. So that's 1. Adding on the base attack means that they are doing 3 points of damage. And that's like the best case scenario. And I just feel like the damage goes down. The health goes down so quickly. Right. Good news though, I don't need to use an energy. To do 1 point of damage, you don't need to use an energy. You can just give them one final punch or kick and finish them off. So that's what I'm going to do. So the undead archer is defeated. And I'm getting 1 gold. So I've got a bit of gold now, that's pretty sweet. And 1 loot item. cookbook. Gain 1 extra energy when you eat a ration at a campsite. Well, that's alright, isn't it? That's alright. Hopefully we come across a campsite. A skirmish. Don't want to do a skirmish. Let's see what this is. Campsite. Yay! Awesome. I can spend 1 ration to gain 2 health, or I could spend 1 ration to gain 3 energy. Well, I've only spent 2 energy. I think it'd probably be a good idea to regain some health, so I'm going to spend a ration and regain 2 health, going up to 13. Alrighty. Going alright. Going alright. Oh, is that 2? That's 2. Skirmish. I feel like we've seen a lot of skirmish and ambush cards, which probably means there's less likely that this is going to be one. So I'm going to risk it. Damn it. It's another skirmish. I'm going to roll my conceal to see if I can avoid the skirmish. Nope. Fail. No avoiding this skirmish. Let's see who it's going to be. It's a zombie. So because this skirmish card was drawn second, I have to take this second box. You are taken off guard and stumble for your weapon. Draw an enemy card at the dungeon level and 4. So I'm adding 5 to their base health, giving him a total of 7. Not good. Oh, they do not inflict initial damage, so that's a bit of a bonus. Right, I'm gonna use 2 energy again, because I mean surely after the mess of the roll of the last encounter, I'm gonna roll some higher numbers. or not, obviously. 7, 6, 5, 4. 4's irritating because I'm going to be tempted to roll 1 dice on the next one, and rolling 2 will feel like a waste. Anyway, let's see how much damage the zombie does. Ooh, that's not good. That's 4. Taking me down to 9 health. Okie dokie. Okay, so am I going to use 1 energy? I think I'm going to have to. 1 energy. Here we go. I roll the blue dice for me and the red dice for the enemy. There's really no rhyme or reason as to why. For God's sake. Okay. Sometimes it'd be nice to roll higher than that. Okay, so the zombie is going to counter-attack. 2 damage this time, taking him down to 7. And obviously I'm going to use 1 energy again to finally kill the zombie. Try not to say a rude word about him then. Okay, what loot have we got? A warhammer. Ooh, it's very heavy though, weighs 3, which is a bit of a problem. I can still carry it at the moment. +3 to the sum of your attack roll versus the undead. Oh, so it only benefits you if you're fighting the undead. And of course you don't know who you're fighting until you flip over the card. Doesn't actually feel that great. Just remembered I wasn't thinking about these, but actually I don't think I've taken initial damage yet. And I'm not sure I've rolled any 6s, because why would I be rolling 6s? That's a high number. And when rolling attack, I don't roll high numbers. Okay, what have we got? Arrow trap. Do I just take a poison token? Maybe I should just take a poison token at this point, because yeah, okay. Your curiosity with the ruby-eyed statue comes at a cost. Gain 1 poison token. Okay. Poison tokens don't really do anything bad until you've got 2 of them, I don't think. So 1's not the end of the world. Oh, and a merchant. It's a nice way to finish the level. Cool. So I'm on level 1, so I'm going to have the opportunity to buy 1. Do I have to fight the mimic? I don't really. I don't fancy fighting the mimic. I'm going to give him one of my precious rations. So does that mean... Great, thanks merchant, by the way. I don't think I'm going to get to replace that. So the mimic is an enemy that's hidden in the loot deck. So I guess it's good to get him out of the way. And I mean, there's nothing specific about him in the rules. I'm sure there's discussion about him on Board Game Geek, but I haven't looked into it yet. My assumption is when you encounter the mimic, you have to fight the mimic, or avoid this conflict by spending 1 ration. So I'm spending the ration because I really can't be bothered. What's the merchant going to try and sell me? Oh, a health potion. I'm definitely buying the health potion. And I'm going to immediately discard it to gain 4 health. Taking me up to 11. So 11, that feels like a pretty good level of health to end the first level on. End of the level, we shuffle cards. Okay. We take a plot card. Do you know what? I kind of... Suddenly wondering, should I have sold the Warhammer to the merchant? You can sell items for 1 piece of gold. I think it's 1 piece of gold. And the fact is, it's so heavy that it means I'm probably going to have to discard it at some point to pick up something more interesting. Although it's good to have a backup weapon in case your primary weapon breaks for some reason. I think I'm going to sell it. I'm going to say that I sold the Warhammer to the merchant. Okay. Right, let's have a look at the plot. It's a passageway. It simply says draw another plot card. So just as a reminder, we are tracking the number of these eye icons. And when we hit 10, we'll face the final boss. So I guess this one just serves to give you an additional eye icon for no real action. So we draw another plot card. Your eyes meet those of a frail-looking wolf crouched in the cover of the shadows. It looks like the wolf is starving as it cannot even muster the strength to growl. Shall I feed the wolf? Which would lose me 1 ration and 2 health. Or do I leave it? I haven't got 1 ration to lose because I'm about to use my last ration to complete the level. So I can't do that. I'm going to have to move down 1 on the morality track. Going to -2 morality. Because at the end of the level you have to spend a ration. So we've done the plot card, we've done the ration, we've done the shuffle. We're moving to the next level, level 2. Alright, let's go straight into it. Did that already, didn't I? Did that already. Okay. Right. It's the merchant again. Alright, well it can't be... We're level 2 now, so we get to see 2 loot and 1 potion. And we know the mimic is out of the way. Is there 2 mimics? I'm not sure. Well, we haven't encountered it yet. So here we go. he's offering us a Cinder Blade, which costs 5. Obviously, I'm not buying that. A shield, which costs 4, so I can't afford that. Plus, my weapon is two-handed, so I can't use a shield. I guess I will buy the Spark Bomb. Which is something that allows us to deal an additional 2d6 worth of damage one time, and it's extra good against foes, and it's extra good against foes weak to fire. So we'll pop that in our backpack, carry on our way. Skirmish. Or do I risk looking at the other card? Yes, I do. Clearing, brilliant. Draw a plot card. We're actually rocking through the plot cards pretty quick. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6 already. I guess the downside of facing the boss early is I might not have enough kit to deal with him. But it would mean you have higher health, so swings and roundabouts, isn't it? You smell roasting meat and hear the sounds of laughter and clanking dishes. Of all the places to find a secret tavern, you enter the small door and are met with friendly gazes. I could eat and rest, and I could gamble. So 1 gold for a meal, gain 2 health and 1 energy. And I could gamble. I'm not gambling, look at that, there's no way I'm going to roll 5s and 6s. Who gambles here? That's insane. Unless you've got some kind of card that allows you to gamble better. Might be in there. But I will eat and rest. Which is going to cost me 1 gold. It allows me to gain 2 health. Back up to 13. Can't really believe I'm at 13 health at this point in the game. Famous last words, but there you go. And 1 energy, so I'm getting an energy back as well. So my energy level's okay, but could be better. Right, onwards. I can't say onwards without thinking to the Crystal Dome, which is, I mean, if you're in the UK, you know what that means. If you're not, you might just think I'm being weird. Onwards to the Crystal Dome. Skirmish. Do I just accept that I'm fighting a skirmish at this point? I do like a gamble. I almost did it then. I almost had a skirmish. Oh, I should have done it. Should have done it. I don't think I'm going to conceal, because if I roll a 1 or a 2, I'll be adding another 2 to their initial damage, and they're already fairly beefy. So let's see what it is. It's a skinkling. Cool. They're little. They're not too scary. Again, famous last words. They do give you poison when they successfully hit you. So that's annoying. Right, so they're getting 1 health, plus 4, plus 2 for the dungeon level, which is 7. Alright, and they are doing initial damage. However, because of my short bow, I'm doing 2 damage before I take initial damage, so that takes him down to 5. That's pretty cool. And because of my leather armour, I'm going to be subtracting 1 when I take initial damage. So initial damage works the same way as regular attack. What have we got over there? 4. So they're doing 3, less 1, so 2. So that could be worse. That could be worse. But when they hit me, I do gain a poison token, so that's annoying. And I think I'm going to use 2 energy just to make sure we finish him off. Now I know this hasn't worked for me previously on this adventure, but Surely this time 2 dice will result in a roll of 5, because I don't want to take any more poison. Yay, okay, so the Skinkling is dead. Skinkling's given me 1 gold and 1 loot item, an elven bow. Ooh. Ah, so this is the same as the short bow, but I don't have to re-roll 6s. So that's super cool. I'm going to immediately switch out the short bow and put in the elven bow. Let's just check I can still carry all of my items. Their total weight is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm all good at the moment. And I've got a backup weapon, which is nice. Right. Ambush. Oh, it's a good ambush though. Do I look at the other card? Could be a campsite. I'm very low on energy. I'm very low on energy. I need to keep some of that. So let's look at the other card. Oh, it's an ambush. Oh, that sucks. That's a real shame. Okay. Right, so who's it going to be? A zombie. Okay, could have been worse. Could have been worse. They don't inflict initial damage. Okay. But how much health has he got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 health. So the elven bow says deal 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage, and the zombie doesn't inflict initial damage, so I guess that means the elven bow doesn't deal that damage, which feels like a shame, and I bet there's discussion about it on Board Game Geek, but that's what I'm going to do for now. Right, I think I'm just going to have to use 2 energy and just hope and pray that I roll an 8. Oh, that's super annoying, but at least it's down to a 1, which means I know I can defeat it without spending another energy. So the zombie's going to counter-attack after that brutal blow. Okay, so they're only doing 2 damage. The difference is 2. They don't have a base damage. So that's taking me down to 9. It's pretty sweet. So I'm going to do the final point of damage, finishing the zombie off. 1 loot. Longsword. Okay, alright. I mean, I don't think I can carry that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would take me up to 9 encumbrance. And Zolla has a maximum of 8, so I can't keep that. I guess it's better than a short bow, so I think I'll lose the short bow. Right. So we know, because we looked at it, that was an ambush card. So we know there's 2 ambush cards out of the way. I'm not familiar enough with this deck to do like proper card counting yet. So is there more than 2 ambush cards? I don't really know. Definitely another skirmish card. We've seen a lot of skirmish cards and we've seen a lot of ambush cards, so surely I can look at the other one. Hey, look at that. That's brilliant news. A mushroom grove. You find yourself standing in a grove of ripe, tasty, yummy mushrooms. Doesn't say yummy on the card. Gain 2 rations. Phew. That's awesome news. Alright. Treasure. Gain 1 gold. Well, this is going okay, isn't it? This is going okay. Hopefully this isn't going to be lame. It's a skirmish. Do I do the skirmish? I don't think I do. I think I'm going to look at the other card. Ah, damn. Arrow trap. Take 2 poison. that is pretty sucky. Right, come on. Campsite. Finish on a campsite. That's great, isn't it? Alright, so I can rest, which is obviously what I'm going to do. Although I really need the energy. I really need the energy, but I think I really need to lose some of that poison. I've just checked in the rules, and the deal is, if your level of health drops below your level of poison, you die. So at the moment I'm on 9 health and 4 poison, so actually 1 hit and I'm just done. I didn't realise that about poison. That's not how I thought it worked. So me being on 4 poison is a little bit of a disaster. So I'm going to rest, spend 1 ration to gain 2 health, 10, 11, and lose 1 poison. Which I think is a bit lame. I'm kind of disappointed that you only lose 1 poison. Right, end of the level. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a decent chance that I'm about to encounter the final boss, and I won't actually have to use these cards again. So let's have a look at the plot. The shrine. In the clearing you find a towering shrine covered in vegetation. You are overwhelmed by a sense of power just as a gentle breeze rushes past you. Gain blessing tokens equal to your position on the morality track. Well, I'm at -2. My suspicion is that that means I lose my blessing token. However, that does take us over the 10 icons, which means we're going to face one of the final bosses now. I'm a little bit disappointed that I've got 3 poison going into the final boss fight, but what can you do? So what we do is we look at the enemies we've faced and we look at their weakness icons, and the one we've got the most of, that's the boss that we'll face. So obviously the poison one is the most common here, so we are going to face the boss with the poison icon, which is the lick. Lick or lich? I'm going to go with lich. I'm never entirely sure. So the lich has got 20 health. I don't have a 20-sided dice out. Let me get one. Alrighty, so where's the 20? Where's the 20? There it is. The lich has got 20 health. They do a base of 4 damage. They get 2 treasures when the lich is defeated. When the lich hits with his initial attack or counter strikes, he steals 2 energy. Oh wow. I mean, I've only got 3 energy. I think this is going to be a very short fight. At least I've got my spark bomb. If I'm lucky with my spark bomb, no, it's not going to happen. Anyway, so I deal 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage. Down to 18. And then the lich is going to do his initial damage. Only 1 plus the 4, so a total of 5. Wow. Which is going to take me down to 6. Is that right? Yep. That's the 6. There it is. Yeah, so it is definitely going to be, I mean, that was the best case scenario, rolling dice with a difference of 1. So, oh, and when he hits, he's taking 2 of my precious energy, so I'm down to 1 energy, and that's it. So I'm going to use my 1 energy to hit the lich. Really? 1? Fine. 17, so it's not going to happen. I'm going to use my spark bomb to roll 3d6. No, No, just 2d6. Well, I mean, what chance did I stand with luck like that? Takes him down to 12. Then he's going to counter-strike to 6, which takes away all of my energy, and I'm dead. Oh well. At least I got to fight the big boss. That was pretty cool. So once again, Zolla didn't do too badly for me. That was actually a pretty good little run there. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you on the next adventure. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.